Well, hello, guten Tag, and welcome to Estering in Germany. This is round 11 of the 2018 FIA World Rallycross Championship, and just there is about 12,000 brake horsepower's worth of cars, supercars, about to launch into qualifying 2. Thanks very much for joining us. If you weren't here for qualifying 1, we'll bring you back up to speed, but you are now live. We will see all of the action, every single race, all 4 of them, coming up very shortly. So please share this with your friends and tell us which one of these drivers and cars and teams are you pulling for. It's going to be an extraordinary race because this is the oldest track on the circuit, and it includes the very dramatic first corner where we've seen some amazing around the outside moves. It's an uphill first corner and then a long drag downhill to the bottom around us, and then all the way back up the hill with some very chicaney, bouncing off the curbs, and then through to the Joker lap, a last lap Joker. So everything can change in the blink of an eye. Now, this is round 11, and of course it's baking sunshine here. Started back in the snow in Barcelona, then snow of Portugal. We've come back across from the United States. 2 rounds left, and we're in the middle of this one. We're very close to Hamburg, where of course the Beatles learnt to rock and roll, and we're about to rock and roll here. In fact, we have Gerland Schischerit standing here, and Andreas Baccarat. Andreas standing here right next to your car, which is lucky in the shade, so it should stay nice and cool, because this is unprecedented conditions. I think it's, 27 degrees, and track temperature is approximately 29.
Yeah, true that. I've been here to Estering for every year since I think 2010 or 11, and I've never seen a weather like this in the fall here in Germany, in close to Hamburg, Estering, in a small place. Normally it's like foggy, raining, it's cold. I heard some of the marshals got new jackets this year and nobody could use them today. So the weather forecast looks like 27 degrees. So it's warm, nice, hot inside the car.
Now, we've had a few bits of news this week, which is very exciting, that we're going to Abu Dhabi next year, and to Spa-Francorchamps, and the Rallycross circuit is going to be part of the Eau Rouge complex, which is very exciting. And it's all part of this drive to bring festivals. So it worked really well in Silverstone, didn't it? I think it was a great event.
It was really cool. And next year, hopefully, I'll be back in the. There we go. next year, I hope I'll be back in Silverstone, bringing my Baccarat Blues, because I think it was a great event. Also, this year we was very lucky with the weather and stuff like that we need, to make a proper event. And hopefully now with Abu Dhabi and Spa coming in, we can do even more festival stuff. And I think the fans love it. Go camping or go to a hotel, go in the concert in the afternoon or in the evening, and drink adult beverage drinks or Red Bull.
And it's very good to mix it up with some of the classic circuits, some of the newer circuits, but that festival atmosphere is something that we try and create within the World Rallycross, and it's just going to grow and grow. And of course, the younger generation, all of whom follow you and your YouTube channel, are going to love it, right?
Hashtag Baccarat Life. Yeah, they are. I mean, you see the growth is growing every year on every circuit we go to, and I mean, Kota, for example, didn't have that massive crowd, but they need to settle, they need years, they need to experience how to promote rallycross. Rallycross is something new, and it takes a year to build a fan base, but in Belgium, in Spa, we have already a fan base from Mette, and before that Gevelsberg. So I mean, I think Spa can be really good. Abu Dhabi will be interesting, so I just need to find a seat first. So please call me +47. Need partners as well.
More pressingly though, you are going to have to get in your car, because there it is, and the engines are firing up. Have a great Q2.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Andreas Baccarat. So I can hear engines getting revved, and already probably on the limiter up there in the commentary booth is Andrew Coley and Tim Harvey.
We're saving it a bit. It's boiling hot up here. It's going to be even hotter down there in the cars. Tim, unseasonably hot and dry weather here. You've been here before, of course, in 2016. Yeah, we've had rain and damp, but we've now got dry and dust and a track which is cleaning maybe a little bit. It's just different conditions, really different.
Yeah, it is. I mean, obviously it's great for the crowd. They're loving it. It does add to the atmosphere here. Nobody really likes trudging around in the rain, but it looks great. But the reality is the track is actually, I think, being very consistent. They're not having to water it too much. It's proving consistent, so everybody's getting a good chance to do their best time.
Well, if you missed the session earlier on, let's take a look back now, and you can see what happened in Q1. So start at Q1, Kristoffersson was in the very first race. Look at this, he gets a lovely start up to turn 1, and he just gives himself enough space. The drivers yesterday were saying, yeah, you can get the whole shot, but then you get a tap from the back. He went in, set a couple of fastest times. That saw him at the top of the table. Obviously race 1, but it was a very impressive time, as you would expect from the world champion. Watch this, Kevin Eriksson on the outside, Solberg on the inside. Look at this, Kevin, the exact same move he pulled. Solberg said in the press conference yesterday, I won't let him get away with it again. They were only joking. Side by side, Solberg then dragging him down the hill. Have a look at the dust. He's offline, super late on the brakes. Petter Solberg managed to take the lead down at the hairpin. That put him in front of Eriksson, and in fact it put him at the front of the pack by the end of the race, because he too banged in a couple of fastest laps, faster than Kristoffersson had gone, and he took the lead in the session by 0.8 of a second. Matthias Ekström leading here. Timmy Hansen goes around the outside. Timosyanov loses a bit of time on the X, which means he's not really in the fight between those two. Hansen and Ekström got a little bit of a grudge match going on at the minute between them. It's always good to see these drivers racing really, really hard. Hansen, to me, looked a tiny bit faster. A little bit of contact a couple of times during this race, and it still wasn't enough to find his way past. So Ekström doing a really good job to defend. And Ekström at the end of the race, though, saying, look, that's hurt both our race times. This was the point where Hansen looked to go joker, and in fact, Ekström went as well. Did he react and block Hansen, or was he meaning to go then? We don't really know, but you know, looking forward to seeing them race again in this one. This was down at the bottom of the hill. Timmy looked trying inside, outside. So the Peugeot looking really good, but I say it cost them a lot of time, both of them, and that meant that they were further down the time sheet than they would have liked. There was that second little bit of contact, but fantastic, fantastic stuff for a capacity crowd here at the Ester. On to the last race. Kevin Hansen, in fact, the one who upheld honours for Peugeot in last year's car, went on to set a time which was third best, only beaten by Solberg and Kristoffersson. So this is how they stand. Solberg took Q1 from Johan Kristoffersson, Kevin Hansen. Then it was Ekström, Gronholm, Backer, Timmy Hansen. You can see there Hansen and Ekström losing a little bit of a few points in quali. Loeb looked down in P8. Markland, Eriksson, Gerland, Schiescher and Baumanis. At the minute, Larsen, Doran, Timosyanov and Munich are the drivers who would really like to find a way through to the top 12. Well, they're on the line and good to go. So without further ado, let's send it up to turn 1, shall we? Here's the grid for race 1, Q2. Okay, we're being told they're going to pause just for a moment. Marshall ready to go. You can see in the background the foil covering the top of one of the GCK cars, just desperately trying to keep the temperatures down. So it's 26 degrees Celsius here. 29 on the track, as Neil said. Neil with the skills there, he knows that's all. It's all real, honestly. He really knows what the temperatures are, just waving his finger about. Okay, so let me give you an idea then of the lineup for this one. We have a slight technical issue. Rennie Munich on the inside from Cyril Raymond, Ollie Bennett, Kjetil Larsen and Gregoire de Moustier. In the order you can see top left of your screen. Raymond, I was a little bit disappointed with his pace in the first one. I'm pretty sure he would have been 2. I'm expecting that he will be the pace setter in this one. So Q2 race 1 about to get underway. There we go, thumbs up from the Marshal. The low rumble of the engine. You can see the packed pre-grid of the drivers waiting for the next one. They all watch to see what the traction's like in the various lanes. Cyril Raymond with not a good enough start, and he's going to get squeezed out. Munich, Ollie Bennett on his outside. Raymond will try and stick to the inside, see if he can capitalise. Larsen gets a little tap in the door. Raymond sideways. Munich's going to have. Raymond's been spun round. So Cyril Raymond is having an absolute shocker here, Tim.
I think he actually lost it on his own. I don't think he got a touch. He got a touch just at the end when he was blocking, but I think he lost it on his own.
I mean, I know you've been watching the series from home. He's been absolutely on fire in the European Championship, but we've been comparing the times of the front runners from that. Markland, Raymond, Rainis, Nittish, they've been setting times which will be top 4 in world, so we know that he can do it, and he's been here before, but
maybe it's the pressure, maybe it's the fact he didn't get the start he wanted, overdrive, who knows. The smallest mistake in these 600 horsepower vehicles can cause a spin.
Well, go on, Cyril, get on it. There he is. Look, he's at the back of the pack already, chasing them down. So Cyril Raymond, an absolutely class act, twice a winner of the RX2 series. I say third place in the European Rallycross Championship Supercars. Look at this, he's mounting a real fight back at the back here, but Timmy's going to have to pass these guys, and he hasn't taken his joker yet either.
It's going to be difficult to him. He's compromising time massively, and in this field he can't really do that.
Improvements as well this year for Bennett, who we see going to the joker lap now, and also Rennie Munich, who's running in P5. Raymond goes joker lap, so making himself a bit of space, and Munich here has been rather held up behind de Moustier, so I think Cyril Raymond could stand to improve a little. No, he can't really, can he? Maybe de Moustier when he goes joker, but Munich's been good this year.
Yeah, he has, and And, in his own team, it's not easy. Single car, it's not easy to do that. But, Raymond taking the Joker there at least gives him some clear track in front to try and put some speed in before Demussier takes his Joker.
When you don't get a good run in Q1, obviously you're hoping that when you go into, with respect, the slower race of Q2, you're really hoping, aren't you, to get the whole shot and have the fantastic recovery. And Raymond has spun next to the commentary position. We can see him out of our window, facing the wrong way in the car. He'll be giving himself a serious talking to overnight. I say he's better than this.
Well, it's strange, as I said, he clipped the barrier twice in practice. He's now had 2 spins in this. It's almost like there's something not quite right in the car. He's not feeling it. It's unusual to see a driver of his caliber making this many mistakes, but maybe they just haven't found what the issue is.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll go and have a chat with him later on. We'll hunt him down and ask him. He's a really nice kid, works as a kart instructor. Ollie Bennett is about to take a heat race win in the World Rallycross Championship. Well done, Ollie Bennett out the front. We were seeing the battle at the rear, but that's a great result for him and the Mini. Brand new car this season. He's been racing in ARX, British Rallycross and World Rallycross as well. So Ollie Bennett taking that one. Fantastic job by him. Really very well done indeed. 2:33.3 is the time. We've got 3 races still to come, but he'll be pleased with that. Anytime you take the checker flag first, it's a good time, and the learning curve continues. So well done, Ollie. Good stuff. Okay, so apologies, I say just a few technical issues for us. We are live all weekend, so I hope you're enjoying seeing the action, and we'll get things sorted. So this was Raymond, look, who didn't quite get what he wanted at the start, Tim. Let's see if we can figure out the first corner.
Yeah, watch him on the inside, gets the car turned.
Right.
He just over-rotated.
And then he gets another hit for his
trouble.
Yeah, for his troubles in the background. So, okay, it's a shame. Look at that last 10, every inch of the track. You'd be proud of that. You get good scores in drifting for that, Tim.
You certainly would. And it set him up nicely for that last corner. Maybe he was going to go on the Joker, but he didn't in the end. Bennett did late on, having built a tiny little gap, which was just enough for him to emerge, still in the lead.
Yeah, great job. And he's got Dan Rook with him, who's won the British Rallycross Championship and was runner-up in RX2. Dan is acting in his spotter and driver coach. So going really well for Bennett. Well done.
Ollie, a great race win. Talk us through it.
Yeah, it was great. I just had a really good start, and I thought, well, I'm just going to push for it here. Obviously, I had Munich come on the inside, so I thought I'd just pull the handbrake quickly, nipped on the inside, and then just head there and went for it. I just put everything I could into it. A few setup changes before this race, it seemed to have worked, so I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, like nearly a second and a half ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, no, it felt great. The car was running really well. I like being on my own. I can think what I'm doing, and it's a bit more relaxed, so I loved it.
Well done. See you next time.
Cheers, mate.
Ollie very pleased with that. He was in the World Championship press conference yesterday as well, and good to see him alongside some of the other drivers and saying hello to them. Tim, it's a great championship this, where everybody gets to mix in with the others.
Yeah, there aren't many championships where you can, mix it with the world champions and the best in a world championship event like this.
Yeah, it's great. It's a bit like, a bit like Rally GB, isn't it? The privateers always used to enter, and you're on the same road as your heroes, and it's the same in World Rallycross. So nice to see Bennett getting a result. Great crowd here as well. See some of the flags down there, obviously some German flags. We've got some Swedish flags down there as well.
A few Brazilians on show as well.
It's definitely a super hot day. The Swedish flags are being waved about like mad up there. Monster Energy Rig Riot earlier on in suitable attire. None of the crowd in jackets today. They were throwing out T-shirts which people can actually wear today. I mean, it's kind of, again, a little bit like Rally GB. I quite like it when it's wet and muddy. There's a little bit of me that enjoys a wet, muddy, slippery Estering because it feels traditional for the date. We have had this event a couple of years back in June, and we had another dry one then. I think that was the super close finish year. But Tim, same with things like British touring cars, there are certain events which you associate with either end of the year, and you might get tricky conditions.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, and sometimes the racing can be absolutely brilliant in those conditions.
Yeah.
That is Rallycross. Those of us old enough remember Rallycross on mainstream TV from Lyndon in the pouring rain with minis and goodness knows what.
In November,
exactly.
Yeah.
We can remember it as a winter sport. Obviously, it's very different now, but it's great for the fans to be able to enjoy such a fabulous atmosphere.
I'll tell you what, we've seen some weather this year. 26 degrees here at the Estering. It was -2 and snowing at Montalegre, and we've got sunburn up there before, so you just can't predict exactly what the weather's going to do. So, but great fun. Right, here we go then. Q2 race 2 on the inside, Gulan Schischrit. Next up, Yanis Palmanis, then Robin Larsson, Liam Doran and Timo Timosyanov. At the bottom of your screen there, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. Remember, top 16 will score championship points, but only 12 will go through. We've got 3 sessions to go, so there's a long way to go. But if you want to be not in trouble tomorrow during Q4, you need a good result now. Now, Tim, that can be particularly important if it's damp overnight, because you can, with Q3 being early. Q1 today was at midday. Q3 tomorrow is going to be early in the morning, and if the track conditions are damp, you're going to see it dry out considerably.
Yeah, very much, and it will get a lot quicker in that situation. So this is important. We're getting to the sort of verges of qualifying now.
Long old hold, Doran sideways off the line. Timosyanov took it up the best. Can he close the door from P5 on the grid? He can. Schischrit up the inside of Palmanis. Doran on the handbrake, trying to go around the outside, trying to find the traction. Palmanis sneaks through though. Liam is left stalled in the hairpin. That's a disaster. Schischrit goes up into P2. So good job by Schischrit, but it is Palmanis who leads, and I really thought it was going to be Timosyanov or Liam. Good on you, Liam, for trying it.
Yeah, Liam did absolutely the right thing. He tried to take it around the outside, but in fact the road was just blocked, and when the road was blocked and he couldn't get on the power, it just stalled, didn't it?
Yeah, what a shame.
He did the first bit absolutely right.
The cars stream past the common position now. Larson goes straight into the Joker lap. You can see Liam Doran in the background coming around. That's the gap he's got to make up. So Liam's going to have to absolutely fly tomorrow if he wants to get a decent result here. There's Larson and Tim, one of the earliest guys to rotate it into turn 1.
Yeah, gets it nice and sideways, using the sideways action to scrub off the last bit of remaining speed, and then ends up pointing nicely down the road. But yeah, I thought Timosyanov was going to get that.
And Timosyanov looking quick here. He's now in behind Schischrit. Schischrit ran a little bit wider. Look in the background here. Timmer is right up against it. Timmer, I think, should go Joker now.
Look at the dust.
And he does. Yeah, Timmer goes exactly the vision.
Yeah.
You can't be that close behind someone and then hit your markers.
He couldn't see to actually carry the speed into the Joker.
Oh, Timmer's gone wide as he tapped. I think Timmer might have tapped the wall on the inside. Concrete wall on the inside. Look behind Timosyanov's car. There is a concrete wall, and did he hit it? Because he was flying on the way in.
Yeah, but what you can't see is the right front, which may be broken.
Yeah, we're looking out the window here and we can't quite see. Timosyanov is out. So we think he's hit the outside of the car. The yellow flags are waving at the Joker. That won't really matter. It's not really an overtaking opportunity anyway. But it's Palmanis from Schischrit and Larsson. But Palmanis and Schischrit both yet to Joker. So can Larsson get near enough? It looks to me like Palmanis at least will be in the clear.
Yeah, I think he will be. But Liam Doran really flying through this last section, trying to catch up.
Liam's doing a 34.8 on that last time. That's more like it. Yeah, that's a serious lap time. That's only 4/10 of Solberg's time. So Liam is banging in the laps. He's got to get a clear run.
He looked fast.
Okay, Palmanis through that gravel section. It's much smoother this year, so we're seeing super fast, consistent laps. On and off the brakes a few times to get the nose of the car in towards where he wants to be. Runs it across the tyres, out to every inch of the wall. Schischrit goes with him. And it's 2:28.2. Palmanis goes fastest so far. Schischrit beats Larsson to the merge at the line. Liam Doran actually not too far off the back, but it's still going to hurt him. Timosyanov with a DNF. That's a real shame for the Russian. So a couple of people here are in trouble. It's going to make it somewhat easier for those who have consistency. Where's Timmer going to go? Let's see which corner he looks at, and that'll give you a good idea. He's looking at the front right, which is what Tim Harvey thought. So Timmer looking front right, but either whatever happens, that car did not make it to the flag, and you can see that at the bottom of your screen. Timosyanov, DNF. Liam Doran with the spin up at the top, 2:33.999. Larsson third, Schischrit second, Yanis Palmanis is first. Yanis Palmanis goes to the top. Schischrit and Larsson faster than Bennett as well. Liam Doran slotting into fifth. Neil Cole is with our Latvian friend Yanis Palmanis now.
Yanis, a great race result. Talk us through it.
Quite good start actually, but Timur, I think from outside got really mega start, and then on the first corner as in Estering you close your eyes, full throttle and just go. But okay, it was not from my side, but big carnage, big push from Renault driver. I don't know exactly what really happened, but first one out at the first corner and then flat out. So I think I pushed really to the maximum. I hope the time is good.
Looks like it, well done.
Thank you.
Tim, talk us through this up at turn 1.
Yeah, look at Timosyanov on the right of your screen. Looks like he's got this as he comes into shot. But then round the outside, Liam Doran, and it just gets the road blocked and stalls it. Cost him a lot of time.
Timmer was almost on the brake mid-corner there, and if he hadn't been, I wonder if he had understeer and was trying to back out of it, and then Liam ran at the back of him.
Yeah, it could be, but he ended up coming out in third, and it was
front right. Look, he hit the wall hard, didn't he?
Yeah. And he knew it straight away.
Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it? If it's not going in the direction.
You can imagine holding the steering wheel and it's broken, track rod end.
Pulls over to the side of the road. So Balman is doing well. Concrete Wall claims its first proper victim. So it was tyres last year, and concrete is not as forgiving. The Hyundai onto the back of the trailer. We know that car's good this year, so Niklas Gronholm is currently, I think, 7th in the standings.
There's no messing about with lifting these cars with sort of delicate hooks from the roof. It's a forklift truck under the bottom and just lift it up.
This is proper, isn't it, Tim?
Yeah,
no messing about. It's rallycross, isn't it?
Exactly.
You know? Oh, where would you like us to put the rope? No, mate, it's going on a flatbed with a forklift. No, too late, done it.
All that money invested in it.
They got the nice thing is, of course, because they run on gravel, they got plenty of underbody protection. So that's our excuse. We'll just fork them up and stick them on the back of the trailer. Right, Tim Azyanov, we might be able to have another look at the incident, Tim.
Just watch. Oh, yeah, that was quite a hit. Quite a hit. Trouble is, if you misjudge the left-hand bit, it puts you wide. It comes in. Let's see. Does he misjudge the first part? No, he sort of runs a little wide, puts the power down too early, and that drags the car out wide. You get on the loose stuff with the power on, and it just drags it further out.
And then it looked like he waited, it was almost as if he was hoping the rear was going to come round. You know, it didn't, did it? He just drove into the wall.
Yeah.
Sorry, Timmer. Well, there we go. These things happen. Loading up the last of the cars. On board with Sebastian Loeb. The sun is, it's relatively low. You can see that from the glare off his screen. This time of year, that can cause issues. Of course, different sessions at different times of the day, you end up with changing visibility as well as changing track conditions. And Tim, particularly hanging dust with sun in it, is really hard to see through.
Yeah, and of course, on the end of the lap, as they come through the chicane down towards the last one corner, that is into the sun with the dust. Going down the back straight, at least it's behind them.
And the trees as well over there. Ericsson's on the outside again. Go on, Kevin, have it.
Well, he did it in the first heat, didn't he? In his first race, and that's what he's thinking.
Ackerud in the EKS Audi. Interesting, wasn't it, to hear him on the pre-grid saying, give me a call if you've got a seat for next year. So is Ackerud on the market? What will that mean? People starting to look at the 2019 driver lineup here. Silly season incoming. Ackerud on the inside. Timmy Hansen, Sebastian Loeb, Peugeot teammates will need to stay out of each other's way on the run up to the first corner. Anton Markland and Kevin Eriksson.
Well, remember, Loeb's in that battle for second place in the points, so he needs, if there's going to be any team orders, it'll be helping Loeb, won't it?
Okay, so we've got a slight incident here. I don't know what we're going to do about this one, Tim. We're sending a forklift up to the recovery truck because the recovery truck has broken down. So I think, what do you reckon? We're going to get a forklift truck, I reckon, and chuck it over the fence. That's the right way to do it, isn't it?
Hello.
We got two forklift trucks. Here we go. Right, one for each end.
Yeah.
Cue the Benny Hill music. Bit of an English joke for you there, I'm afraid, but this is okay. Well, I don't quite. Look, they can stick a rope on this and get it away. Unless it's broken transmission, they'll stick a rope on this Pride and Joy road car. Let's not forget that. Sometimes the recovery. Consider approaching your local motorsport association, and you can be one of the guys in the back. Full respect from the drivers for to come rain or shine. So thank you, marshals, wherever you are in the world, and to the recovery. I know you can check with your local association, MSA UK. There are marshals who volunteer at events, everything from rallycross, rallying, up to Formula One, and all the various different club meets as well. Front right corner, Tim Harvey, that's a flat tyre, but it's more than that from the damage.
Yeah, it's the steering, the hub, or taken clean off.
5 cars up in turn one. Russian friend Timmers. That's what happened down in the Joker lap.
A flatbed like this, talk us through what happened.
Yeah, that was an accident. Last part of the Joker lap exit, the beton wall. So close, was disappointing after the first corner because leading from the start and try to turn there like a normal line, and guys pushed me out. Try to drive quick, but struggling with the entry to the Joker lap, and I think just try to overdrive on exit from that one. Hit into the beton wall and scratch all my everything on my side. That's all. The race is done. Nothing is moving.
If we have a little look at the damage over here, you came to a complete standstill immediately. Did you lose drive to the wheel, or?
Yeah, I lose all the inside parts there. It's like destroyed completely on the bottom. All the arms is gone, and that is quite hard impact by the baton. And that's end for today. Tomorrow we'll continue.
And just talk us through that Joker lap, because it has changed a little bit, the dynamics of that Joker lap. Also, that concrete wall historically was tyres. Now, did that make a difference, do you think?
Yeah, that is much smoother to drive exit out from that place, because before it was the tires and you every time scared to drive on them that you are going to roll, but now it's the baton wall, but like we can see now it's quite strong enough that it's not any chances to avoid that one if you touch the baton. That is normal for the racing, and actually the Joker lap now condition is much better than it was before.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
Thank you.
Sorry, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
Bye. Back to you.
A bit of a shame for Tim. It's gutting, isn't it, when you know that it was your fault?
Yeah, the trouble is with, I understand what you're saying about tyres, that you touch a tyre and it can create a roll. But the problem is you have to give a wall respect, because a wall doesn't move 1 millimetre. The only thing that can deform is the car. So any contact is going to... It's a bit more than the scratch, though, as he's...
Yeah, I liked it. I've scratched the side of the car. Or ripped a wheel off it, as other people would say. Right, look, while we wait for this car to get recovered out on the circuit, we're going to take a look at a team profile, which is for two of our Peugeot drivers who are in this very next race together, side by side. So Team Peugeot Total, Timmy Hansen, Sebastian Loeb, 26 and 44. Loeb, of course, 9 times a World Rally champion, but both these guys winners in the World Rallycross Championship. 41 finals for Hansen, 22 for Sebastian Loeb. 24 times on the podium for Timmy, 15 for Loeb. Remember, Timmy's been doing this a little bit longer. 5 event wins for Timmy and 2 for Sebastian Loeb. 95% of the time to the semis for Timmy and 91 for Sebastian. So these guys are undoubtedly incredibly consistent. You can see they're 69% of the time making it to the very end. Timmy Hansen, 63% for Loeb. Impressive podium percentages as well. And don't forget that Timmy Hansen is actually a member of the 60 Club. This is the 60th round of the World Rallycross Championship, and Hansen is one of 4 drivers who have done every single one. In fact, one of the other ones is Timur Yarnov. So poor old Timur and Timmy. Timmy will be hoping for a different end to his race. The other two, if you're wondering, are Petter Solberg and Andreas Backerud.
Okay, but incredibly well-matched teammates. On all the stats, very, very similar, apart from number of races, but you look at the percentages, very similar.
Yeah, exactly, both class acts. Here we go, what can they do on the run-up towards turn 1? Hansen versus Loeb, but Backerud's in there too. Ericsson's with a great start around the outside, so can Kevin pull something off? He's going to slot in. Markin drops to the back of the pack. It's Backerud on the whole shot, but Hansen has a look up the inside. Timmy Hansen in the side of Backerud. Loeb, nowhere to go on the outside, has to drop back to P3. Hansen leads. Look for Backerud to slot in, and look at the dust as they run down to the bottom of the hill.
Well, Hansen was into Backerud, which pushed Loeb out. Loeb looked at one point like he might have it, but he was the 3rd car on the outside. He lost out. Hansen was on a mission.
Look how frantic it is in here, Tim, as a driver. There's so many inputs going on.
There's a lot going on, and on the loose, you don't need to use much handbrake. The car will turn very quickly.
Hansen up the hill from Backerud. Timmy, now remember, last time out was stuck behind Backerud's teammate Ekström. A little bit wide of the apex there, maybe a tenth or so lost. But finally, we might see the pace of that Peugeot.
Yeah, he felt he was held up, ironically, by Ekström, but he felt he was quick, and that's why he wanted to get into the lead on this, and we can really see how fast he is. He made a very determined effort, and he got there.
This is my favourite bit. Look at this. We're talking 4th gear, and look at where the wall is. It's on the left-hand side. It's 2 feet away. And if you end up, its tyres up there, it's still going to have a wheel off. We've seen Backerud finish a race here with a wheel off before. Fantastic on board.
Yeah, it is great. Look, up into turn 1. Oh, he's gone a bit wide. Hansen's gone wide. Where does he come back?
Oh, Backerud's gone in. Hansen ran too wide. He did it on the lap before. This time he runs a full car width wide, and Backerud goes up the inside. Timmy Hansen now under pressure from his teammate Sebastian Loeb. What's happened, Tim? Timmy had the pace in the first session, and this pace to me looks like he's chasing the car.
Yeah, well, it's easy for us to say, isn't it? But he's pushing so hard to get a top time. Loeb to the Joker.
Look at that. Loeb completely blinded by dust at the side of his teammate's car. Had to get on the gas there and not even know if he was going to take his teammate now. Markland, meanwhile, hasn't taken his joker, but could get in the way of Loeb. Contact between him, Loeb runs wide. He'll want to out-drag Markland now. Now he's in the dust behind Markland.
Yeah, that's not worked out for Loeb. He thought he would have some clear track, but he's come out behind Markland. It's going to cost him time. This heat is not working well for Loeb.
It's not working well for many of them, is it really? The battle's holding each other up. So Sebastian Loeb, Markland will go joker on this last time. That's going to release Loeb, but he's not anywhere near Andreas Bakkerud. Bakkerud in front of Timmy after 2 mistakes from Timmy at the hairpin. Andreas Bakkerud takes this one, 2:26.0. Great job by Andreas Bakkerud, 2.2 seconds faster than Baumanis.
Well, who says you can't overtake?
Yeah.
There was action in that right from the start.
They're pushing Tim and they're making mistakes, and you know the opportunities are arising. Bakkerud would be pleased with that. He didn't look like he was being particularly held up necessarily by Hansen, but then Hansen looked so good in Q1, and this happens.
And sometimes, taking the difference between this race and the first one for Hansen, in the first one he was following Ekstrom, and you do get a lead off the car in front. It's easier to follow than it is to lead.
Absolutely, Tim Harvey, absolutely. You've got a target in front of you, head down and go for it, and this time maybe he was watching his mirrors. Either way, Andreas Bakkerud takes it. Look at that, 2:26.001. Timmy Hansen, Loeb, Markland and Ericsson. Bakkerud and Hansen go to the top of the pile, so that's still good results for them. But to give you an idea, Solberg did a 2:24.7 in Q1, so still 5 cars to come.
Andreas, fastest time of the day so far and best overtake, so that went pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, Timmy was so hard into turn 1, not fair at all. He's complaining of us all year long, so I like racing against Timmy because me and him is the same. We grew up in Rallycross Paddock watching Martin Schanke and his dad Kenneth Hansen competing against each other, so I always like battling with him, but I think he should calm down a little bit and be more fair. So we have had many battles, we're going to have many battles hopefully in the future. It was nice that he did a small mistake, so I took an advantage there, stayed calm, so thanks.
The crowd enjoyed it, well done.
A small mistake indeed was all he needed, wasn't it? We're on board with Sebastian Loeb here. Let's see, look at this, it's so quick on the run up to turn 1. Then look, contact, a little bit left, right, has a look, it's a nudge from Bakkerud. He's thinking I can get the lead, and then suddenly, there's 2 cars there, haven't you?
Well, Hansen nudged Bakkerud. You watch on the inside, Hansen bang, a little bit into Bakkerud, that puts Loeb out onto the loose, he can't get the drive off the corner.
And that, of course, is what Bakkerud is saying, isn't it? Timmy last time out was complaining about the Audis. Audi then posted a video of the 2 Peugeots squeezing an Audi in Latvia. Yeah, this is rallycross, yes. And I did like the fact that Bakkerud said, look at this is the pass. He wasn't exactly on the apex himself, but Timmy was well wide. Here it is from the outside, look.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with the first corner and certainly nothing wrong with that, although he did move over just to sort of give him the roost. In motocross terms, you roost him.
Great stuff, though. Brilliant racing between them. And there's a lot of respect between these guys. Just occasionally, you have to call the other person out and say, yeah, I'm not happy with that, and it's fine. They'll still be mates later on, but yeah, I don't know. More racing to come this weekend. There's definitely a few grudges building up, and with no championships left to fight for, it could get interesting.
Yeah, the further we go in the weekend, the more serious those comments become.
Yeah, and they're quite looking forward to South Africa, where probably there's going to be no championships on the line, so they're just going to be like, you're all in. Yeah. I'm all in. It doesn't matter how many penalties I get. It's the last one of the season. Stewards, if you're listening, sorry. It might be a busy one. Niklas Gronholm, wide-eyed, looking up at the ready to race and the green light, preparing himself to launch into battle. And it's a measure of how good he is this season that he's P5 in this race, which means he's P5 after Q1. Brilliant job by him. 7th in the standings at the moment. The only drivers that are ahead of him are the official works drivers, the 2 Peugeots, the 2 Volkswagens, the 2 Audis. They're one of our 2 double World Rallycross champions. And of course, they're both in this race. So Solberg, double World Rallycross champion and World Rally champion. Johan Kristoffersson, reigning and double World Rallycross champion. Kevin Eriksson, our other World Rallycross champion. Matthias Ekstrom in slot 4 on the grid. Gronholm on the outside. So 5 World Rallycross championships for the 5 seasons in this one, and 2 of the guys who would love to take that title in future. Hansen and Gronholm, they are the best of the rest this year. What's going to happen up at the first corner? And look at what they've done, Tim, in terms of the offset in their boxes. Kristoffersson could not be closer to Kevin. Ekström super close to Gronholm. They're trying to get out of the rubber grooves, and we'll talk to Tim about that in a second, see if we can figure out what they might be looking for. What they're looking for now, though, is a mega launch up to turn one. Look for the green. Kevin Hansen goes slightly sideways. Ekström took the upside to Christopher. Christopher's going to try and shut the corner. Solberg's still got a nose up the inside, but surely if he's sensible with his teammate. Solberg's got the inside line, and Kristoffersen's got the momentum. Round the outside, the double World Rallycross champion leads the double World Rallycross champion.
Another perfect start by Kristoffersen, off the line like a scoring cat, leaves a bit of room for his teammate at the first turn. Perfect.
Absolutely brilliant job by him, Tim. They're doing this big offset in the grid, super close together or further apart. What are they looking for?
And look, they set these cars up obviously for launch with the track conditions, the temperature, the rubber, everything you factored in. They've obviously decided there's either too much grip or they need a little bit more.
And too much there mean they don't want the car to bog down. On board with Solberg on the handbrake up into turn one, gets the car sideways, looks up the inside of his teammate, but he won't do anything stupid against Johan here. One of the fastest parts of the World Rallycross Championship, down to the bottom of the hill, and you'll get an idea here of the dust. So again, it's pretty hot, and we saw Gronholm sort after the Joker lap on the previous lap, but he was completely unsighted again.
Yeah, I was hoping we were going to stay on board. We are still on board, full sideways as we come down. Look at the angle of attack. That's 90 degrees to the right, Kristoffersen.
So good to ride on board with him, and look at him chasing Johan down. He wants to beat Johan here, doesn't he? Oh, looks up the inside. Solberg sideways. Was there contact there with Kristoffersen? He put that in really late and hard.
He came in late and hard and almost stopped, didn't he, in front of Solberg, but it shows that Kristoffersen cannot drive away from Solberg this weekend. Solberg is on.
He's back on form. Petter Solberg feeling better than he's felt all year. Great to see the Norwegian legend bang up for it. Of course, he's got 11 on the carpet. He can't have the one. His teammate Kristoffersen's going to keep that, and they both go Joker. Solberg changes his mind last minute, and that's going to cost him, Tim. That's done it. That will be Kristoffersen's race, in my opinion.
It may not have done, because I think he was hoping that he'd have one clear lap to maybe go fast enough to do the Joker at the end. He hasn't, though, but he was definitely going to go for the Joker and change his mind.
But it's interesting, is that you'd think that maybe they would have communicated with them, but that shows you as well how desperate he is to beat Johan. They're not just playing the follow. He wants to beat him.
Last minute decisions. You know what? I think if he had a clean run on the normal line, he might have got enough of a gap, but not now.
So Solberg with that last minute change of mind this time. Look, on the brakes, back on the gas, slots out. Kevin Hansen goes in, Ekström goes in. Kristoffersen looking for fastest time in Q2. He's done it. 2:24.6. Kristoffersen beats the time 1.3 seconds faster. And Johan Kristoffersen takes Q2. So it's 1 to Solberg, 1 to Kristoffersen, and that is the fastest time of the day for Johan Kristoffersen. Solberg won Q1 with a 2:24.7, and that is a 2:24.6, just a 10th in it, Tim.
Well, shows how close they are. Solberg was actually the quickest guy through the Joker in Q1, but not that time.
So Solberg with that last minute change of direction. Look at that as well, still ahead of Kevin Hansen despite completely changing direction and trajectory. I was surprised he didn't collect the end of the barrier, but that's Solberg's car control. Kevin Hansen beats Ekström, Gronholm in 5th, so only the top two swapping their positions. Kristoffersen takes it, and Bakkerud's beaten Solberg, which means Kristoffersen is going to get the overnight TQ. I thought they got a 1-2 each, but Bakkerud has edged Solberg. So Johan, overnight TQ.
Johan, it looks like you were more sideways than Petter here. That seems to be the secret at Estering now?
I don't know, to be honest. I mean, I try to drive as aggressively I can, because that's not what I've done in the past, and I try to don't think too much about the line, more put the car sideways early, and I don't know, just trying to push, and I mean, I'm enjoying.
And there was some confusion about the Joker. Had you communicated with Petter's spotter, because it looked like a late call?
Yeah, no, it was the plan. If I come out first, I Joker on the 3rd lap, and so it was everything according to plan.
Well done, thank you.
Thank you.
Interesting. So everything, if I come out first, I Joker lap 3. So it almost means they'd said, look, whoever's gone first, Joker's lap 3, and the other car lap 4. So maybe Solberg either forgot or changed his mind. And Tim, I know it sounds ridiculous, but counting to 4 is super hard when you're doing this.
Yeah, but Kristoffersen knew what he was doing. Doesn't mean that Petter knew what was going to happen, does it? He clearly was going to Joker, but then decided to do the opposite, which I think was the right thing to do. Here we go. Petter's lined up. Look, he's lined up to go. When he sees...
that's the hairpin. So that was the start of the Joker lap, I think. So hopefully we'll see it. No, that's the outside. Oh, they were so lucky. In fact, Solberg there, brilliant, because he over-rotated the car to miss his teammate. This is it, look.
Yeah.
Last minute.
Yeah, just last. He'd already won. He was going to straighten the car up and go through. When he saw Kristoffersson go through, he thought, I'll take the normal line. If I come out in front, I get a clear lap to maybe go fast enough to do my joker and come out in front. Didn't work out.
No, and Kristoffersson would have known, wouldn't he? Because when he merges and sees his teammate from the standard lap behind, he's like, hello.
Yeah, job done.
Thanks very much. I've managed to edge this. So there you can see Kristoffersson takes the overnight TQ from Solberg. If you look at them, that's because the 42 points for Solberg, they're looking P3 in Q2 because Bakker had edged him. So in fact, that mistake by Solberg has cost him P2 overnight. It doesn't matter, 2 sessions still to go. Either way, Volkswagen's first and second. Bakker had Hansen Ekstrom, Timmy Hansen, Gronholm, Sebastian Loeb. Top 8. Okay, getting down towards the bottom end. So we've got Janis Palmanis, Mark Glenn Shishrit, Kevin Eriksson just on the verge. His teammate last just outside. Liam Doran is just outside too. So all to play for tomorrow to get a top 12 spot. Great stuff.
It's been a brilliant first day, hasn't it? Brilliant racing in all of the Q races. Absolutely fantastic. Passing, consistent track, some last-minute decisions. It's been great.
Super close stuff between Johan and Petter, and obviously Petter's mistake in that last race, which I think we're going to be able to have a look back at. Yeah. And the same mistake. It's a last-minute change of change of mind. So it's not really a mistake. It's a change of tactics. Yeah. If he goes joker, I can't beat him, so I've got to go and.
The thing is, you have the spotter obviously telling you what you might do, but very often the call is do the opposite of what he does, especially if you think you're faster. But it was so late. This is the start.
This is Petter's onboard from the very start, the whole way through. So Tim, I'm going to let you talk us through this because you're the man. Here we go.
Okay, up the inside. Look at his hand in the air. That's a mannerism, waiting to see what the car will do. Gets his teammate away in front. Kristoffersson will not be able to drive away from him though. That's the main thing. Down to the hairpin. Does he use the handbrake? Just a little tweak to rotate it and then away. Kristoffersson actually a bit more sideways. Now, pick up the dust as they come through here. The car fully lit sideways, just holding it sideways, and then at the last moment, picking up that apex, keeping to the right so that you have a good run through the left. Very close to the barrier on the left, up into turn 1 again. Car goes sideways under the brakes, different styles there, little bit, very equal actually.
That's, I think, where he thought he was going to hit him, and I say, I wonder if he used the handbrake there to avoid hitting him.
Yeah, I think probably he did, you're right. Again, same sort of style, but Kristoffersson not getting away. At this point, they're still going to do another lap together. Look how close they are.
I love watching the onboard. The other thing about it is how busy this track is, Tim. I'm hoping to see the joker lap merge. We're not going to see it. In fact, this was the lap where he had to avoid him. Well, yeah, we're going to wait. We're going to wait for the joker lap split. So here we go, down to the bottom of the hill again. Dust kicking up. So by now, Johan in his head, right, they've told me if I'm P1, I joker lap 3. Solberg in his head has either not got that information or has forgotten it or doesn't know what lap he's on, which sounds stupid, but as I say, he's a bit busy, as you can see. Here we go.
Look, Solberg straightens the car up because he's intending. He did actually. Yeah, it's difficult to tell. It almost like he actually just went in too deep, isn't it?
Yeah. Super. And then here, look, as soon as he comes out of the
he knows he's beaten.
Yeah, he knows he's done because Kristoffersson has done his joker lap and has managed to come out in front and you slot him behind. But I love it. And when you watch that onboard, I keep talking about this thing of what lap am I on. But really, honestly, when there's that much going on in the car, obviously it's your spotter's job to tell you. But again, some people don't like their spotter talking to them all the while.
Well, Petter and Pernilla, I think, is still doing they've had this relationship for so long. They know each other. But the fact there was that last little tug on the handbrake made me think it was always his intention to take the normal line.
Absolutely brilliant stuff. So we hope you've enjoyed Q2. Neil Cole's down the paddock. He's at GCK with Anton Markland and Liam Doran.
Yeah, it's an extraordinary garage here. You've got these 3 Renault Megane ProDrive built GCK machines, and I've got 2 of the 3 drivers with me, Anton and Liam. This is such a dramatic circuit. It's great to come here again, but talk us through your Q2 first of all.
Yeah, I think I had one plan, and that was to survive turn 1 again, which I did in Q1, and I did it as well today in Q2. Obviously, not on the position where I wanted to be. We were P4 out of turn 1, and from that, we had a lot of dust to cope with, and it was very difficult to find the lines. I actually put the car in the wall 2 times accidentally because I couldn't really see where the track was. But apart from that, the Megane is really quick. I feel that it's producing a lot of grip, and that's something that you will need on this track. Yeah, this is Liam's start.
Yeah, so Liam, talk us through this. It's a nice attempt at the outside move.
Yeah, nice attempt, but Tim had just happened to get right in the way when I was trying to go around. But yeah, it was really unfortunate for me, to be honest, because by bumping into the back of him, it wasn't intentional. I didn't expect him to come in front of me. It hit him and then stalled my car, which left me sat doing nothing. But frustrating for me. Like, Anton's had 2 fairly decent first corners and got through and made it through, and I've had the complete opposite. I've had a bad start in Q1 and was last, and then an okay start and a bit brave move in Q2, and it left me stalled in the corner and last. And overall now we've got like top 4 lap times in both Q1 and Q2, so the speed of the car's there. The car's great. Like, we're right there, but I just need a little bit of luck in the first corner to try and get to the lead. So
watching you make up for that stall, it was great to see those lap times coming in. So at least, and it shows that you're kind of settling into this new car, new team. I mean, how is it going? Do you guys get on?
The car's really good. I think we're working really well together. All 3 of us are working really well together, which is surprising for a lot of people coming from me. But we're all working really well together. We've all got good input, and the car's going really well. It's quite clear that it's come forward throughout the year, and we are really close to the top speed now. It's just we're not all getting the luck we need. And like you said about me fighting back with those lap times, I'm going to be completely honest. I'd rather have been just at the front and not having to fight back. But yeah, it's great that I could put those lap times in and show how fast the car can go, but it's not showing in the intermediates overnight, so it's frustrating. But
yeah, you can come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
And Anton, you've driven a variety of different machines at this circuit. Give us a sense of how this car copes and how you can develop it to suit this, because it's such a tight track.
Yeah, it is a very tight track, and I saw Andreas and Ken struggling last year with a quite big car, and obviously I was a bit surprised that the car, even with a long wheelbase, is working this good on this track. It's in the Joker, of course, it's a bit difficult, but ProDrive and GCK, they've produced a car which is building up a lot of traction. As I said, and this track is like a key point, is just to have a lot of traction for the loose gravel, and I think that's making up for a lot of what we are maybe losing on the tighter parts of the track.
All right, well look, I'll let you go and have your debrief or whatever you do overnight.
Yeah, you're holding us up. We're going to be in trouble now because of you.
Important business. Okay,
yeah,
thanks fellas.
Thank you very much.
So yeah, no problem, I'll take that. Cheers. So that is it for qualifying 2 and for our action today here at the Ester Ring. Thank you very much for watching. Join us tomorrow. I mean, of course, there will be more videos posted on social media during the course of the evening, and there'll be the press conference as well. And of course, please support this charity if you can, and our friend, the Monster Energy barber Paul Hewitt and his son Frank. So do everything you can to be part of this family, but we'll be back bright and early tomorrow, and hopefully for some more glorious sunshine and amazing rallycross action. Thanks to Tim Harvey and Andrew Coley and all the TV team. We'll see you tomorrow.